Okay, awesome. So we can begin. So thanks, Nadine, for joining me. I really enjoyed doing the workshop with you last time, and I'm excited that we are offering this again, the Letting Go workshop. And you and I come up with the idea that we thought it would be great to give people an overview so that they know what to expect in this workshop. It's a 3-hour workshop, and we are doing this together. We're both bringing our own training and our gifts and our talents and our knowledge into this. And so I thought it would be good if we can just each share our different parts of what we will be guiding the participants through. And then that way people can see if it's for them.
For sure. I think it's a
Yeah.
great solution.
Yeah. So before we get into it, I just wanted to share that if you're watching this replay or you're catching it live, that this is a workshop to support you in seeing, where you may have stuck energy, where you may need to let go of some of that energy, and to be able to understand what the forgiveness process is, as well as Nadine will talk a little bit later about what she's going to do with her yoga nidra, and some symptoms that you may be experiencing that might tell you that this workshop is for you, would be things like, having unhappy relationships would be a big one. Having that anger and resentment for other people that you love, or maybe people that you don't love, but just having anger and resentment popping up and showing up out of the blue, and having to work through that over and over again. And also, if you suffer from any kind of immune illness or cancer, all of these things are clear indicators that this would be a good workshop to introduce you to what forgiveness is and allow you to have the experience. So if those are things that you're experiencing, or somebody, then this workshop is probably for you, and you might want to listen to what we're going to be sharing and see if the date and time work for you. So
Well, I was
Nadine.
going to say too, I think it's interesting point that you shared with me before is oftentimes people will have tried different methods or modalities before or to release all of this. And so also if you're somebody who's tried these things or something else and it's not working, this might be another option. Uh,
Absolutely. Thank you for adding that. Yeah, oftentimes we will try different things and it'll kind of give us a short-term relief, but then these things that we mentioned earlier come back up. So thanks for mentioning that. So just to kind of start on the overview of what we'll be sharing, we're going to do a ceremonial opening to set that sacred space. And Nadine, you're going to take us through a core channel breathing exercise. So would you like to share a little bit more about why that's important, and get us going with what they'll be experiencing?
oh, definitely. I think as we open the ceremony and we open the workshop, creating space for us to be able to connect to our inner guidance is so important. And doing this core channel breathing really grounds us quickly. We know breath work is so powerful
Mm.
to allow ourselves to be able to connect and ground. And so I'll be taking you through an exercise where we do this at the beginning, which kind of sets the stage for us to be able to move through the workshop. And also it's a great tool that you can take with you and use, as a daily practice or whenever you feel the need.
Definitely, yes, and I absolutely agree that it's the best way to start any type of letting go, releasing process. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. And then you move into talking about radical forgiveness, traditional forgiveness. That's
Yes,
that's
yes.
kind of what follows.
Yeah, so so I think a lot of people they don't fully understand how forgiveness can support them. They might not feel it's for them. And there's a lot of people understand forgiveness as the traditional conventional forgiveness. And the forgiveness type of work that I am certified in and will be going through during this workshop is radical forgiveness. And there is a difference between the two. And radical forgiveness, it's not anything to be scared of or anything like that. It just means that it takes it, it gives you a perspective that you may not have looked at before. And it really allows you, without fully having to, maybe because a lot of times people have trepidation and they might have fear coming up around whatever the painful experience that they're forgiving. But the radical forgiveness is very gentle, and it's really shifts our energy without us having to do much other than follow the process. And, when we're wanting to release, let go of the emotional trauma from our past that we have not been able to process, having a gentle exercise and a process to be able to do it really helps it happen more effortlessly. And we're also going to be doing an intuitive exercise so that the participants can see where they may have that stuck energy from not being able to let go of that pain in their body, because it actually stays stuck in our body, and it can cause a lot of different health issues as well as actual physical pain. So do you want to share more about the energy, a little bit more about the energy and how it supports us?
Sure. I think it's so important to really understand what energy is. It's a term that is becoming a little bit more like we're having more awareness around it, but there still is that woo-woo connotation where it's like, oh yeah, energy. Like,
Yeah.
and energy work is such a big part of my practice and what I do. So I really like to be able to bring some clarity to it, explaining it in a scientific terms. So we'll talk about what energy means. Um, how it affects our body when we have stuck energy and the need to be able to clear it, and how that can happen. Because as you said, even though it might not be something physical or tangible that we can touch, it does end up manifesting physically. And that's where we need to be able to know the importance and understand it so that we are able to release it, which is what this whole process is about.
Absolutely. Yes. And I can absolutely attest to that, because me personally, before I got onto this forgiveness journey and became, trained in it, I had a precancerous polyp in my colon. And, that is a manifestation of me having that emotional trauma in my body. And, I was able to luckily get that all taken care of and then do the forgiveness work. And I'm healthy, and no more of that is coming up in my life. But I had no idea until the doctor said I need to have this test done, and all of that. So it really truly does manifest in our body, can be disease or illness. So thank you for sharing that part. um, so you are going to take us through a beautiful yoga nidra practice to really set us up for the forgiveness process. So how does that help facilitate this letting go process that we're going to be going through the yoga nidra practice?
So yoga nidra is the yoga in the West has really been about asana, which is movement, and yoga nidra, there's no movement at all. It's time to get comfy. There are 8 limbs of yoga, and movement is just one of them. So we're going to be working on a few different ones where we get into meditation, withdrawing the senses, and really connecting within. And during yoga nidra, like I said, you get comfy, you get supported, put some headphones on. It's time for you to do nothing but listen to my voice as I guide you through a deep meditation. And through this process, we come to the hypnagogic state, which is where the delta and the theta waves kick in. So when we're in REM sleep, and getting into a place where we slow our brain waves down so much, it allows us to change and shift old patterns and old habits. And so it's really, the brain is so malleable, and we're able to get you to a place where you're able to make change and shift and let go. So that is really important. And the secondary benefit, which I think is so needed, especially in the world right now, is allowing our body to move into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is all about restoration. So allowing the body to heal and restore. And so it's kind of like you're going to get all this beautiful, juicy relaxation and feeling good, but we're also setting the mind up for the next step, which is what you'll be taking us through. And that's like I think it's the 13 steps of forgiveness, and it's a
Yeah.
beautiful process. If you want to
Yeah.
talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing all of that. I, just so easily to understand, because in this day and age, you're right, there's so much going on in our own personal lives, in the world, a lot of uncertainty, and it's not all that easy to relax and really get into that state where we will, our body and our mind will allow us to let it go. So when we first, met, and I knew you did the yoga nidra, I just thought it was perfect to combine the two together, so that it really enhances the forgiveness process that I'll be guiding the participants through.
It's so
And
supportive. And
yeah,
one more
yeah,
thing I
it's
want
such
to
a,
share.
pardon me?
One more thing I want to share
Yeah, please.
that I think is so like just an easy way to understand it is an hour of yoga nidra is equal to 4 hours of sleep in our body,
Wow.
and the way that it affects
Wow.
us. So we're going to be moving through about a half hour yoga nidra practice in and
Wow.
around. So it's like getting 2 hours of sleep in the middle of the day.
Amazing. I don't remember you saying that one before. That's great. I love that. So yeah, they'll be able to catch up on some much needed, rest, and which I think, in general, most of us aren't getting the amount of sleep that our body truly needs. And our body really needs that sleep when we're healing. So being able to get set up for that and then go through the radical forgiveness process, which is a proven process in radical forgiveness, has been around for over 20 years. And I'm going to be guiding us through this closed eye process after, your session. And I'm going to be using a little bit of sound healing with my drum and my singing bowl to support it as well. So people are going to be, in a nice, relaxed, comfortable position with their headphones and their eyes covered, and really be able to go right into this process, and in a very safe and gentle way. And all you need to do really is just to show up and to be open, to be able to just allow yourself to let go of whatever it is you need to at that time. And you're also, after we do that radical forgiveness process, at the end of that, we'll have an opportunity for people to journal about anything that came up for them. There'll be optional sharing if people would like to share. There's no need to have your camera on during this session or to share at all. You don't have to, but we do offer that as support. And what we'll do is we will be recording this session so that the participants have the replay, but we will be turning off the recording or pausing it while people share if they choose, so that they feel safe, and that they know it's confidential, that what they're sharing is not being recorded and put out there. But the recordings only be going to the participants, but we have that because we want this to really be a safe, confidential space where you feel that it's, you can let go, and you're not concerned about not feeling safe, which is, like, I would say, the number one thing that we need to feel in order to be able to let go. That's one of the big things that stop us from releasing and from forgiving, is that feeling of not feeling safe. So we'll be doing that, and
Yeah, I
we're
think
gonna,
it's really
yeah, go ahead.
Lori, and I was going to say, I love that you share, and I think we feel really strongly about this. Is that you take what you need from the process.
Mhm.
It's not, there's nothing that says that you have to have your camera on or that you have to be
Yeah.
talking and giving anything to it. It's really take what you need from this. You get to direct and guide as you move through the process.
Yes, absolutely. And then revisiting it with the recording is very valuable too, because, I think people understand when we're learning a new concept, when we're embodying something new, each time we visit it, we're going to get something different. So revisiting it and using the recording again to, go through it again with a different issue, or, of forgiveness and what we want to let go of, is going to be very beneficial to the healing process, to the forgiveness journey. So once we go through that and we have the journaling and the Q&A, or sorry, and the sharing, I'm going to briefly wrap it up by explaining why people don't or struggle with healing and how they can, and what's stopping them, and what you had just experienced when you have gone through this, so that you can relate it to your body, your energy, and understand, you know, what's going on and why so many people find this challenging. Because you and I know, Nadine, I can safely say that we really just want to educate people and show them that it doesn't have to feel hard and difficult. It can be easy. And we are sharing the tools and processes and the knowledge that we have so people can learn and make it easier for themselves. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And then at the end, we're going to wrap it up with some Q&A if anyone has questions, and then we'll do a little closing ceremony.
Yeah. It's a beautiful process.
Yeah, it is.
And
Thank
if
you.
this sounds like something, if it resonates for you, then, Lori and I are always available to chat more about it.
Mhm.
Please feel free to reach out, send us a direct message, whatever you need. We're here to
Yes,
be a
yes,
context.
definitely. And you can find all the information to register in the event. And thank you so much, Nadine, for sharing your time with me today and doing this. I think this is a great way to get the message out about what exactly it is. If people are looking at it thinking, maybe this is for me. So everything's in the event. And we hope to see you at the workshop, and have a lovely day.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.